Alright, in the bottom right, as the red Zerg, we have CadenZie. You're on Circuit Breaker.
In the top right, we do have the purple Terran NewSmurf, which is an interesting AKA.
I mean, it is what it says on the tin, right? Okay, let me, oh my god, even my overlay stuff is all completely unready. Oh man, Kicks, I'm a mess. You know what? I blame Blizzard for this though, because Battle.net was completely broken, like, literally 20 minutes ago. Nobody could log on to Battle.net, and I was just freaking out, like, you know, how are we actually going to have TeamLiquid Open today? But thankfully, it seems, things seem to be working again.
Yeah, I think Sham2 must have fixed it from TwitchCon. Must be that.
Oh man. Oh wait, my stream says it's the grand final. That doesn't seem quite right. Seems slightly optimistic.
It's a very quick tournament today.
It is indeed. Okay, we did it. We did it.
And this is going to be I mean, this is the first game in most likely a very long day for both of us. So hopefully it's going to be as exciting as it should be.
I imagine it will be. So yeah, guys, we're going to be casting obviously the TeamLiquid Open first, and then after this, well, I guess partway through this, Kix is going to hop off. He's going to go start streaming the Zotac Americas qualifiers for their $20,000 event, and then I will finish the stream myself, and then I will hop on and cast with Mr. Kix. All right, I got some people messaging me Kix. If you could take over for a second, that would be great.
Yeah, that's fine. We have had the 12 hatch even from CadenZie, as she is doing her very standard build. She's using her drone to try and harass the building SUV on the barracks, didn't manage to kill it. But did pull it back for a little bit, so not going too badly. Looks like NewSmurf is going to go into, looks like 1 Rax expand. He hasn't got his gas yet. He could of course go on something crazy like 3 Racks into Academy, but I don't think we're going to see that this game. So a fairly standard start to the tournament. And I mean, the SUV has now come out. It's going to build the command center there, just in time for the second hatch to be finished. Fairly normal timing from everybody pretty much here, and it'll be interesting to see where NewSmurf actually takes the build from here.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at the bracket, because I think NewSmurf actually has a name. And see, in the bracket, his name is ALOGG. So, I don't know. I don't know if that means anything to anybody. Of course, the first round matches are usually like kind of one better player and one less known player in general because of how seeding works. So we just kind of pick a random match, and later on we'll get some bigger names. It's like gas on the way here for NewSmurf, getting that +1 5-Rex going. Speaking of big name players, guys, I think Twitch chat managed to convince Draco to play today, so he's playing. I believe Mana signed up again. And of course you got the regulars like DeWalt, and I believe Gorinich is playing today, the guy who's just been tearing up all the tournaments recently, so plenty of high-level Brood War action will be coming out in the later rounds, I imagine.
Yeah, once again, there's a lot of really good players. I mean, the thing you said about the seeding works really well, but then oftentimes, if you have so many good players in a tournament, you can have some really crazy stacked games in game 1 and 2, because the seeding is so close, where all the players are, at least at the top, very similar in skill level.
Yes, indeed. By the way, Kix, NewSmurf is mining with only 2 guys on gas. Is he supposed to be doing that? You're the build order master.
So when you build your engineering bay, after you get to 88 gas, you pull a guy off gas, and then you put one back on later. It's from the Flash version of this build. It times up perfectly, so you can get stim when you have just the right amount of gas, along with 2 medics, from what I understand. Although NewSmurf is adding his 2nd and 3rd racks a little bit later than what we could possibly normally see. As you can see, his money has pulled up quite a bit, and he's not even started his stim yet where he wants to add his extra barracks, so that's going to delay everything a little bit, but not too much.
Man, I love like learning about little things like that because it's so interesting how, you know, these pro gamers after playing thousands of games figure out these minute differences that can actually help in the game. See, my fear though whenever this happens is that I'm gonna just forget to put the guy back on gas and just lose the game because I don't have enough gas. So I like you know, Cakes, I never pull guys off gas because not only can I not be bothered and I don't know when I'm supposed to do it, but I think I've probably lost more games because I forgot to put guys back on than I've won them because of like the minute mineral difference I got from pulling it. So I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm bad.
I mean, you've seen my stream, you've seen how many games I've lost because I have no gas, where I forget to put guys on that gas, so it's very much, I mean, it's an optimization thing. It is really important, but if you're at the stage where you can't quite remember to put guys on gas, it's not probably worth it. At that point, it's better to pull your gas a little bit more, and then at least you're not going to run out when you need it.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me. And looks like while we've been talking about gas mining, the mutas are on the way. 9 mutas should be popping out of these eggs in just a second. Interestingly, no sunkens have been forced here. There was a drone here, I think, in position. I don't remember if she actually built it and canceled it, or if the sunken was never built. But it's actually very nice to be able to save those minerals. That's usually why the Terran wants to poke out just a little bit to scare the Zerg. But it doesn't look like NewSmurf did that. He's moving out now. He might actually catch the mutas. Ooh.
Yeah, the scary thing is this +1 5x timing will come out just as the mutas are about to get to your base. And if CadenZie doesn't actually add some sunkens on, maybe trying to overdo the greed, she could actually have a lot of problems. But it looks like she should be okay. She's killed a decent number of Marines without taking too much damage for a muteless stack. So she's in a good position right now. Yes,
indeed. Looks like you ran away from your microphone there for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, where's Cape going? Why is he getting quieter? No, come back. I need my codecaster.
This is why I need another microphone, because the headset doesn't stay in position. It like goes up and down on its own. It's brilliant. I probably sound worse now than I did before, I guess.
That seems okay to me. Yeah, I had to get the standalone, because when you start yelling GG too much, you start, you know, breaking people's headsets and stuff, breaking their eardrums, if you have the mic, like, right in front of your face. I was like, alright, guys, get a microphone. Anyway, it looks like more Muta Micro happening down here. At the front here, CadenZie just picking off more of these Marines. Oh, it does lose a single Muta, but the bottom left base, the third base, has gotten up successfully. Lurkers should be on the way shortly. Yeah, it looks like the den is finished. The Queen's Nest, in fact, is also finished, although the hive hasn't quite started yet. But with a couple of Lurkers at the bottom left, that should be fine. I can see 3 Hydras moving out on the map already.
Yeah, now the one thing that CadenZie did a really good job of is her Muta Micro is actually pretty decent there, so NewSmurf's push out has been a lot slower than it could have been. And this should give CadenZie enough time to get her lurkers up at both her main and her third base. So she should be in a good position. She's even adding some creep colonies at her main just for good measure. Or natural, I guess.
Man, NewSmurf also only has 2 medics in his whole group here. He's gone way heavy on the Marine ratio. Which I think is kind of dangerous because these medics, you can see both medics have already run out of energy, so every stim now is going to significantly hurt his army. It's like he's playing, you know, StarCraft the original without the Brood War expansion. He just has to take all the stim damage, but he's going in here. The Lurkers actually haven't finished yet. Interestingly, CadenZie moved the back one first, so it will finish. And
yeah, that's actually really clever, blocking the ramp with the 2 forward ones, but also morphing the one at the back. Yeah, there we go. She did borrow it. This should be perfectly safe now, and with the lack of medics and actually lack of +1 armor, he's going to find it very hard to push up to that base.
Oh man, does run in and grab, looks like, I think 2 or 3 Muta right there, but that attack does allow Lurkers to finish. CadenZie actually stacking the Lurkers on top of each other to make it difficult to see how many there are, which is kind of weird to me because NewSmurf already saw 3 eggs there, so, you know, I mean, he should assume that there's at least 3 Lurkers on that stack if he scans it. I don't know why there would only be 1. But that is a pretty useful trick if you manage to get the Lurkers down before the Terran sees what's going on. Looks like we get a Nidus Canal going to connect those bases soon, and Defiler Mount on the way as well. So I think CadenZie's in good shape, although NewSmurf has been really on the ball with his macro, getting that supply advantage, even though it looked like he wasn't in a good position.
Yeah, he needs to add his control towers onto his starport soon though, otherwise he will lose the disadvantage he had of getting the Getting the starport so early, well, around on time, but by going double starport, if he adds the control towers right away, he should get to, or he should be able to get 2 dropships before the science facility finishes.
Yep.
But I think he's going to miss that timing now, so he's going to have to build the vessels first, unless he's going to wait for a radiate. But then you're behind on energy on your vessels anyway, so it's an interesting decision he can take here. It could go either way.
It's a bit of a shame too, because you know that double dropship timing would have been quite nice, given that they're vertical spawns. Like it'd be it's so easy to send the dropships down, get a maybe in the back of the natural or in the main or whatever. Interestingly, the drone balance has way more drones at the natural, so I think dropping there would even be stronger. Meanwhile, CadenZie just poking around with the Mutaling, just trying to deny this SCV. Actually, this is really smart. A lot of times at this point in the game, Terran can even double expand. They can take like the close minor only as the normal third, the quote-unquote normal third. And I've seen many Terrans nowadays just immediately send an SCV to the top left as well to just start taking that main base, preparing for the eventual mech switch. Looks like the Marines coming down here again. Hopefully NewSmurf didn't actually forget that he originally saw 3 lurkers here, because if he thinks there's only 1 lurker and he tries to run up, that could be really bad for him.
Thing is, he does have +1 armor. It's not going to save him too much, but I mean, with enough, he's got so many Marines here, he should actually be able to just break the ramp. What CadenZie needs to do is make sure that she has some more defense coming. I mean, it looks like he's just going to try and deny this 4th base for a while. Also, with this small amount of Marine medic outside the front as well, it stops any movement. But CadenZie, as you said, has been really clever, leaving the Mutalist and the Zerglings. They can't really do too much harass right now, but what they can do is deny that those 2 top left bases.
Yes, indeed. And looks like the Medic Marine are actually piecing out here, so he's not going to try and break it. I mean, do you really think that he could have broke it with just Medic Marine? Because, yeah, he has infantry armor, but if there's 3 lurkers here, they still one-shot the Marines as they come up, right?
Well, there's about to be a radiate, so he can definitely break up there. CadenZie definitely needs to be careful. Has the Defiler Mount finished for CadenZie? It does look like it has, and the Ultras Cabin is on the way. And here we go. The drone is going to move down, try and take that 4th base. Going to have to fall back straight away. But the benefit of actually stacking these lurkers is going to be very hard to irradiate all of them, because you can't really click the right one. So he'll have to wait for all of them to die one by one before he can move up.
That is indeed the second benefit, as you say. You have to do them one at a time rather than doing them all at once. There's the second irradiate. He might just go after the second irradiate finishes because 1 lurker isn't enough. But here comes the Defiler just in time.
Yeah, the Defiler. Oh my God, the Scourge. Are they gonna get Vessel? No.
Wait,
good target firing there on the Scourge.
Wait. The Terran actually must have right-clicked those because there were Zerglings in range of those Marines, I'm pretty sure. So he must have actually targeted down those Scourge. And this Terran is actually so good. Look at the supply difference. He's got his 3rd base. He's getting his 4th base up as well. He's got his factories in his main for the mech switch. Like, this guy's like a legit Smurf, man. He's playing so well, this TVC. But a huge plague on the Marines, though. Oh my God.
And they get both the vessels and the all the Mutalists are actually still alive. CadenZie did a good job of keeping them there. So she's going to be able to snipe both of these without any issues. Of course, CadenZie's going to have trouble moving forward though, as there are a lot of vultures out on the map with mines now. And it looks like we are finally going to see an engagement with just Marines on the lurkers and, the Lings and Mules in the top left corner. NewSmurf has an inversion to medics.
I don't think NewSmurf was paying attention, but he does stim there, and without even medics, it doesn't matter. The 1-1 Marines eviscerating the Mutaling. CadenZie wasn't paying attention there either, so NewSmurf is going to be able to head over to that top left eventually, although he's already built his 4th command center for the 12 o'clock, so might not necessarily expand there just yet, but he's got complete map control here. He's camping outside the bases, although it looks like another plague at the natural. Actually, wait, I didn't even see what happened. I guess they just the Marines got baited in at the Zerg natural? Did you see what happened?
Very possible. No, I missed that, but it's really annoying when you get plagued and all of your units just run straight into lurker fire. And then another huge plague in the bottom left there, I just saw that.
Holy moly, these plagues are seriously on point, and CadenZie able to get her 4th base, get her 4th gas, which is very important for the late game here. Let's see what she does with the Ultra Tech now available. But again, as you said, there are mines on the map, there are vultures on the map, a huge minefield outside the natural. No minefield outside. Oh, plague! Oh no, everything was clumped up. That would have been beautiful. She swarms twice instead for a single lurker. That lurker walking the red carpet with his own personal dark swarms.
One of the swarms as well is over dead space, so nothing can actually get there, which is kind of funny. Now, one thing I've noticed is when you look at NewSmurf, he has so many groups of Marines everywhere, but no medics. It's so weird.
Yeah, he does, or he's not a huge fan of the medics here, but I guess it's working out for him, going more... I mean, at the end of the day, I guess if you had to choose whether you had too many Marines or too many medics, I guess having too many Marines is good. By the way, someone just messaged me asking if Liquid Drone is red. That's not the case. Liquid Drone is TOT Ariador. Oh my god, he's the Super Drone guy like messaged me a random thing, and then I think he forgot to change who he was talking to. And he's telling me to go. I wonder if I should turn on D&D.
Does it work now? I know they did a big patch, but I don't know if they fixed D&D in game yet.
Let me try. They said they did. I just typed it and it didn't say anything. Anyway, Ultralink running around, trying to make stuff happen. More Link sneaking up the right side. The mines actually don't cover the direct path between the Zerg Natural and the Terran Natural. Looks like a few vessels also getting scourged here. I just caught the edge of those explosions. Still a very, very close game. Ultralist actually running into the main base somehow, running through everything. They're attacking the starports.
Well, this could be a good sniper if he gets the starports. Cutting down the vessel count is very, very, very effective.
Oh man, CadenZie has +4 carapace for these ultras. Actually, it looked like NewSmurf stopped the bio upgrades at 1-1. I think I saw the engineering. Yeah, the engineering bait was floating around the Zerg Natural, so he actually didn't even bother, which means these Marines are doing very little damage to the ultras. But the ultras also getting a little bit stuck here, unable to do their own damage.
Yeah, she doesn't actually manage to kill the starport either, and now we finally see that factory flood coming in with lots of tanks. But the problem that NewSmurf has, even though it looks like he has dominant map control, he has yet to take the top left position. And you really need to get some factories up there as well with some tanks.
Yep.
I believe in Flash's video he says you need about 5 tanks at your 3rd and 4th base. And you basically just put them there and forget they're there, because they're so important. And the second CadenZie gets enough units, enough Lurkerling to push across the map, it looks like she's going for a big drop as well. It could cause a lot of trouble here for NewSmurf, especially if she gets into the main with the drop. There's not that much drop defense.
He sees it though. The barracks are in range, so he actually sees the overlords loading up. He actually moved them right as they were loading, so he definitely saw it, or at least heard the sound, right? Because the sound effect is quite obvious as well. But here we go. The overlord's moving out. Now, where are the Marines? It's only tanks and vultures. I wonder if he might even just irradiate the overlords. The overlord's actually heading towards the 12 o'clock here. They're going to fly directly over spider mines. NewSmurf is going to know exactly where they are. There are a few Marines that could potentially intercept here. Let's see exactly where they go. Here come the vessels. Is he going to irradiate? He's going to irradiate. That's going to force an early drop here. The tank's getting ready to camp the units as they drop. A couple of ultras dropped early just to provide a bit of distraction. And here we go, moving into the main base. Oh, no. CadenZie sees the siege tanks. It's changing direction here. By the way, NewSmurf is at 4k minerals, I just noticed.
This is the really funny thing about the TVZ max switch. For a while, there's very little anti-air on the field as well, so you can just do stuff like this with the drops. She can actually just pick up and go away again. She doesn't really need to stay and fight.
The ultras standing in the SCVs actually caused the siege tank splash to kill some SCVs, I think.
That's pretty cool. And I mean, look at how out of place NewSmurf's army actually was there. He had some units in the main, some at his 3rd and some at his natural. And every time he has to do that, he has to go and unsiege all of his tanks.
Yep.
It's so hard to do. And you'll see that NewSmurf's APM has actually dropped by over 100 at this point. So I don't know if he was spamming a lot more earlier. But here come the vessels. Are there any Scourge? Doesn't look like there is though.
Nope, just Ultraling, but they are heading over to the 12 o'clock base now. There's 3 Ultralists.
Yeah, CadenZie's denying the top left position as well. CadenZie may have looked like she was in a terrible position earlier with like complete lack of map control, but now the Zerg pump is slowly starting to kick in. And look how many red dots are just moving all over the map.
Oh man, Ultra's at the 12 o'clock. Ultraling running into the natural. The supplies have actually evened out. CadenZie pulling ahead in supply for the first time in the game. She was behind 70 supply, but this is what happens when the late game, when the Terran army tries to do the mech switch in the late game, but is too slow in doing so and lets the Zerg get their 4 bases, let the Zerg get the 4 gases crucially, and start running around the map like crazy. He did a good job of placing mines, but they weren't quite in the best positions though. There's a lot of mines still in the middle of the map that perhaps could have been used to intercept these ultras. The irradiated tank should take them down, but look at this, the 12 o'clock pace is completely gone. 17 kill Ultralisk kicks. There's a 17 kill Ultralisk at the mineral only.
Wow. That's insane. They killed all of the SCVs there along with the with its two buddies. And look at that, there's no anti-air, so CadenZie just picks up the other ultras and she can just fly away with them.
You know what else
she'll probably
happens?
fly in the main.
You know what else happens when there's no anti-air kicks? You make 10 queens at the bottom left.
Oh, now that's good. Queens are so good.
Oh man, the queen switch is coming. Gonna get that sweet broodling on these siege tanks. I saw the first Goliath of the game though. The first Goliath ever is here. But
There's
plague...
a lurker drop at the mineral only, and it's completely uncontested because there's swarm and there's no units behind it. So Terran can't actually shoot. This lurker's up to 8 kills now, and the SCVs have been plagued as well.
Oh god. The SCVs are plagued indeed, and Ultraling now being attack moved straight into the Terran Natural. Yet again, the path between the Zerg Natural and Terran Natural is not mined. Look at the mini-map. There's so many mines just slightly to the left of where the Ultraling are actually running through that are completely useless. 15 kills. There's the scan. Finally, the Dark Storm wears out, and the Lurker will die, but 15 kills is pretty good.
Oh, she picks it up! It's still alive!
Oh my god. Wait, is this command center gonna burn down?
Very possibly. The starport, I think, burned down as well from before.
Oh man, you're right.
It's so hard to keep on top of all of this because look, NewSmurf is going to have to try and counter to kill some of the bases.
Yep.
But he still has no anti-air. Oh my god, SCVs are going to kill a Defiler.
Wait, but the main mech force is moving down. He scans the natural, sees there's not that much there. He's back ahead in supply, about 20-30 supply. Ultraling actually ran past the main area. That command center actually might burn down or possibly just die to the Ultraling moving in yet again.
Oh,
actually, the queens are coming out, Kicks.
We're going to see an infest. Come on, infest. Infest, CadenZie. No! Killed it.
Oh man, unlucky.
There's more command centers though. There's one at 12.
Terran Army's moving in though. She doesn't have that many units at home. A little bit of Ultraling, but that's a pretty big mech army. It's 2-1 upgraded now against 4-2 on the Ultras, 2-2 on the Zerglings. And there is the big siege up.
Infest, 12 o'clock. Maybe not. Oh no, she's broodlinging all the reinforcing tanks. That's pretty good as well.
Oh man, the Queen Broodling. This is actually, guys, Queen Broodling against late game mech is not just a BM move. That's actually a very legit response if you have the resources. The problem is, and there's the Infest on the 12 o'clock Kicks!
And you know what? Infested Terrans are pretty good. Not that I've ever seen anyone really build them.
Oh man, looks like...
Now the crazy thing is, CadenZie hasn't actually seen the top left base again. So she doesn't know this base there. Oh my god, dropping the Ultra on top of the tanks, trying to get as much splash as possible.
Wait a minute, Kicks, wait a minute. CadenZie's running out of units, and there's a lot of tanks still alive here. Vultures at the mineral only, taking that out along with the siege tank. Ultraling though pouring out into the tanks. The tanks are not in siege mode, but the Ultralisk actually I think was rallied. It wasn't actually attacking. Meanwhile, what's going on here? Queens still just poking around on that. Where did the Queens actually go? Oh, they're in the middle. Okay, they're just chilling in the middle of the map. They don't have energy yet. Broodling does take a lot of energy, and one Mutalisk has been made because there's no anti-air. 2 Mutas have been made. It gets irradiated.
Irradiate.
Oh my god.
The crazy thing is, Terran's barely mining, so as long as CadenZie can hold on to at least the 6 o'clock base and the bases on the left, she should be in a fairly decent position. The Hive is going to take forever to die, and the vessels are getting Scourge now as well. Sooner or later, these queens are going to have enough energy to come and brooding absolutely everything.
I don't know, man. I mean, these tanks, they're +3 weapons now. They do 85 shots a pop. That's pretty good. The tank count is dwindling. But as you say, the top left base is still mining, and CadenZie just is going to lose all her tech. Like, rebuilding all of this tech is going to be so expensive as well. The Mutas are trying to do what they can, but with 0 attack upgrade, they do, like, so little damage. I mean, it's 2 armor on these mech units as well. The Hive does fall. And what is going on in the middle of the map? Looks like more Lings are running out here. The 6 o'clock is okay. Bottom left looks like it is okay, but she hasn't even remade the lair yet. Wait, these 2 Mutas, are they actually just going to kill everything?
Yeah. Those poor tanks, they stand no chance. But here we go. Can we get some mine drags? Nope. Not quite.
Not quite. Oh man, look how low the supplies are. Both players went from like 150 supply to being under 100 supply. The tank's gonna finish off the spawning pool. He does target that down, but as you can see, the last of the mech army is gonna get cleaned up finally, thanks to the combination of the Mutas doing just a lot of damage. Oh, can he get the last Evo chamber? Is that even important? I don't know. What are the upgrades? Actually, that might have been important because +3 attack didn't finish.
Yeah, the crazy thing is though, NewSmurf is barely mining. He's got very few SCVs at both of his bases. The mineral only is actually almost mined out, and he has the majority of his minerals there. Now, CadenZie still hasn't seen the top left. She's sending all her Lings and Ultras straight for that mineral only, thinking that will be the move that will win her the game. But there are now Goliaths to deal with the Queens as well.
Yes, indeed. By the way, there was a scan actually at the 6 o'clock and the mineral only, so NewSmurf actually sees what's going on here. The Queens are here. Here we go. Some more Broodlings taking out the siege tanks. There are finally Goliaths to help push away these Queens, but they've used their energy. He actually doesn't even kill a Queen. The Infested Command Center is still at the 12 o'clock, heart pumping away there.
2 Overlords are trying to fly out to the mineral only. I hope they didn't have units in, because that would have been a big loss.
Yes, indeed it would. Queens, meanwhile, going back to recharge their health and their energy. CadenZie actually made more Queens. She's up to 8 Queens in total that I can see. Oh my god, wait, there's even more Queens! Wait, how many Queens are here? There's 8 Queens at the bottom left natural. There's 3 Queens at the middle only, 5 Queens in the middle of that. She has 16 Queens in this game. Wait a minute. That means there's a 32 supply out of the 113. Almost a third of her supply is in Queens right now.
And that's not too bad. Like, Broodling completely decimates mech. There was a big set of meme comics a long time ago on TeamLiquid about how all the top Terrans like Haya, Flash, and Fantasy were all sitting around a discussion table and Fantasy's like, I don't get it. How do I deal with Queens? They're just broken. And then Flash is just like, build bio.
Oh, we could have another Infest here, Kicks. There's an attack on the mineral only. Oh, but she doesn't actually target it. Well, there's one Link trying to do it. Not quite gonna work.
It'd be hard to infest that given the fact the Queens aren't. Oh wait, there goes the Queen. Is that gonna suicide or is that going for some Broodling?
Well, there's another. Okay, looks like there's another Queen in the main base as well. I think that was supposed to be for the infest. Yeah.
I thought that was the Overlord left over from earlier. But yeah, here we go. Some more Lings are gonna come in. Goliaths are just so good against Lings.
And nice micro as well. He's gonna lose 1 Goliath. 2 Goliaths actually do fall thanks to the tank splash damage. And there's random Overlords poking around the top left. Queens as well. Is she finally going to see the top left base that is mining here? I don't know. I mean, all the Queens are just chilling behind the mineral only here at the bottom, gathering their energy. Another command center being made for NewSmurf. Man, CadenZie can actually land at the 12 o'clock to block that. Although, no, the Infested Command Center. No.
Yeah, it's going to go down. It would have actually been good to build some Infested Terrans at this point, because Infested Terrans are surprisingly good against Goliaths.
How much do they cost?
I think they're about 100 gas. I can't remember exactly though, because I don't think I've ever used one. Maybe in the campaign.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive, right? 100 gas for, I mean, and they're pretty like low HP as well, aren't they? So it's pretty hard to actually get them into contact with the enemy. And unlike Banelings in SE2, if you shoot down the Infested Terran, I don't think it actually does the damage. Meanwhile, though, 2 Cracklings have finally found the top left.
Oh my god, there's vultures, lurkers at the mineral only. There's so many SUVs stacked on top of each other. But CadenZie's not borrowing the lurkers. No!
It's the CadenZie classic, don't borrow your lurkers.
Oh, the top left was scouted though, and it's infested. Look at that. Another infested command center, guys.
Oh my god. Dude, I love how the freaking pipe is also pulsating. That's coming out next to the heart thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, Terran is barely mining. He's actually trying to leapfrog his way to the 12 o'clock base again. And there's still the Overlord that will scout this. Now, according to chat, Nyan and Artist said infested Terrans are only 100 minerals, 50 gas. So it's a pretty worthwhile investment if you can actually get them to contact, because they do so much damage.
They do 500 damage, Kicks. It's actually, I think they do the second most damage, second only to a nuke, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're like mini nukes that can run. Kind of crazy.
How much damage does a nuke do? Is it like 700? I think it's 700, right?
I think it's something similar to that, but look, the Broodling does come down. CadenZie can actually use the Broodlings to attack the vultures, but not needing to. Oh my god, so many Broodlings going down there.
Yep, a few random Hydras actually blowing themselves up at the natural as well for some reason. Wait, did that Queen actually die during the cast animation? Well, I think that Queen, it was doing the cast animation for Spawn Broodling, and the Goliath killed it mid-animation, and the Broodling didn't actually work, even though it had already started the animation. That's really weird. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The other thing is this Hydralisk switch is actually really interesting. She doesn't have any attack upgrades for the Hydralisk, but the Terran mech is only on 1 armor, so it's not too bad. But I mean, look at the amount of Hydralisks that are just dying in the middle of the map to just Vulture, Goliath, but here we go, Mora coming in, and there's absolutely no tank anywhere. The Broodlings have killed absolutely every single tank, and another drop is going into the main.
Man, it looks like just a 3 Overlord drop this time. It's interesting, CadenZie's actually got Hydra upgrades and is running around. I guess she's using these to try and clear the spider mines, as well as, you know, all of the vultures that are running around, because they're super duper annoying. But GG from NewSmurf! NewSmurf types out, realizes he cannot continue in the game, and CadenZie is through. We are still in the best of 1 rounds, guys. It is a best of 1 single elim until the round of 32, when it starts to be best of 3, so CadenZie's through.